Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a try on and wear test of some new e.l.f. products I found on their website, including the new Camo CC Cream, also some new eyeshadow sticks, a new Putty blush brush, and also a new mascara. So I'm going to be trying on everything. We'll do a wear test so we can see how things hold up throughout the day. So definitely don't forget to stay tuned to the end because things may change as the day wears on. So we'll have to see, but I have very high hopes for all of this stuff. So let's go ahead and jump right in and get started. All right, so let's start out with the Camo CC Cream first. This is the product I'm definitely most excited about. It looks a lot like the It Cosmetics CC Cream, which I feel like a lot of brands are always duping and coming out with versions similar to that. To be honest, I hope it's not exactly like the It Cosmetics CC Cream, because while there's things I like about it, like for example, how hydrating it is and how much coverage it has, the one thing I don't love about that one is how glowy it is on my skin. Now, I have really dry skin, in case you're new to my channel, and you would think that I would like something a little like glowy and dewy, but I really don't, because I'm also over 40 now and I have some fine lines and texture, and I find that anything that has a really glowy finish can just draw attention to that and make those look worse. So I prefer a satin finish in my foundation, so something that is not flat, dry, kind of matte, and also not super glowy or dewy. So something right in the middle that looks more like skin. So that's what I was hoping for with this one, and we'll get into that in a couple of minutes. But first, just some quick info about this product. It says this color correcting cream is the only product you need to achieve a natural looking complexion, but with full coverage. A multitasking dream cream infused with collagen, peptides, and niacinamide, known to plump, hydrate, and smooth the appearance of your skin while protecting with SPF 30. So I did want to mention the SPF in here is octinoxate and also titanium dioxide zinc oxide. So it's a combination of both chemical and mineral sunscreens. And I got mine in the shade Light 210N, and I definitely think I went a little bit too dark with it. It was so hard to tell on the website, and usually if I'm in between shades or I don't know what to pick, I'll usually go a shade darker, because I find that especially with all the lights that I'm using here, even if I go a little darker, it still doesn't look that way once I'm actually in all this lighting. But if I go too pale, the lights are going to completely wash me out. So I usually go a little bit deeper if I'm not sure. And that's what happened with this one, but I'll definitely make it work. Next time I may go just one shade lighter, and I think that'll be great. So anyway, let's get into the application. And I decided to use my Huda Beauty double-ended foundation brush. I really love this one. It came with the stick foundation that Huda came out with, and I just love how soft this is. It blends foundation flawlessly into your skin. And what I noticed right away as soon as I started to blend this foundation is that it has that perfect satin finish that I'm looking for. It's not too glowy, it's not too matte. It really looks like skin going on, which I love. It also has more of a medium coverage right off the start, and I think you could definitely build this up to full if you wanted to. I personally didn't, just because I don't like a lot of heavy foundation on my skin. I prefer just more of a natural, lighter look. So I'm actually just using one pump of this to cover my entire face. And overall, I think it did a really good job at hiding most things. The only thing I'll say is that my sunspots and freckles were peeking through. So I know you guys can't really see in this lighting, so I'm going to show you what it looked like in natural lighting in front of a window. And even in the really harsh natural light, I don't think this looks cakey at all. You can still see my texture, but it's not enhancing my texture at all. And this is also very close up. If I look in the mirror, I think it looks pretty darn good, and like I'm not wearing makeup at all, but yet I have that coverage. So right off the start, I think it looks really good. We'll just have to see how it holds up throughout the day and whether it settles in lines and all of that stuff. So next up, let's move on to the eyeshadow sticks. So I got 3 different shades of their new ones, and I don't think these are necessarily a new formula, but they have new packaging and also new colors on their website. They had a whole bunch more. I just got 3 to try out, and I also got 2 of their older ones as well, which come in the black packaging, and these were just free gifts with purchase, so I figured I might as well get a couple more. So first up, let's take a look at the 2 older shades that I have. So they are Bronze Metal and Metallic Mocha, and as I'm drawing these on my skin, you can see just how smooth these are. They glide on so easily. You hardly have to put any pressure. They're not a dry formula at all. So then let's take a look at the 3 new shades that I got, and I have Blue Steel, Magnetic Pull, and Champagne Crystal. And I really love the packaging of these. I think it's a definite upgrade from the previous packaging. These just look really sleek and really pretty, and I love how the actual tube is the color that's inside. It just makes it quick and easy to grab the one that you want. Another cool thing about these is that they come with a little sharpener in the bottom, so you can always keep a sharp point. The only downside to these, and I think this is going to change once they wear down a little bit, is that they don't fully retract down into the tube. Just wanted to point that out. When you're putting the cap back on, be careful that you don't take a chunk out of it. So anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at some swatches of the 5 shades that I have. And according to the claims, these are supposed to be a no-budge, creamy, metallic eyeshadow featuring a long-lasting formula that helps avoid smudging and creasing. It's supposed to be a smooth formula that glides on easily in one swipe. So I would definitely consider that to be true. I had no issues working with these at all. So let's go ahead and get into the demo, and I'll show you how I got this eye look today. So first up, I started with the shade Magnetic Pull, and this one isn't a very metallic shadow. It's more of a satiny finish, and I applied this one directly to my crease. I do like to add a little bit of crease definition. You don't have to do this step if you don't want to, but having hooded eyes, I find that my hood kind of comes down a little bit over where my crease should be, so I like to kind of define that crease with eyeshadow. And I'm blending this out with my Sigma small tapered blending brush, the E45, and this is a little bit of a stiffer brush. It's not a big fluffy one, so it works really great for cream products. And I'm just blending that back and forth in a windshield wiper motion and just kind of softening it up a little bit. Then I'm taking the shade Blue Steel, and this one is an absolutely gorgeous grayish blue, and I'm lining the outer corner of my eye with this. I'm stopping right about at the midpoint of my eyelid and only doing the outer portion. And then I'm taking a really small stiff brush. It's the Sigma Exact Blend E32, and just brushing this towards the outer corner of my eye in feathering motions and just really softening it from the lash line up. And the trick to these is not to apply too much. So as I'm working that little bit from my lash line up towards my crease, I'm stopping at my actual eyelid. I'm not going all the way up to my crease with this. I'm really just concentrating it in that outer V, the outer corner a little bit. And then I can go back in and just add a little bit more as I want to and build it up in really light layers. And I find that the denseness of this brush also really blends the shadow beautifully. And then for my lid, I'm going to use the shade Champagne Crystal. And this one is a really beautiful metallic champagne color. And I'm just going to draw this right on with the stick from the inner corner of my eye straight back to about where that blue shade starts. And again, I'm kind of just sticking to my eyelid with this shade. I'm not going all the way up to my crease, but almost. And once I'm happy with that, then I just go ahead and kind of pat this in with my finger to blend it. And that's my top lid. That's basically it. And then I just go ahead and take that Blue Steel again and put it slightly under my lower lash line, again, just to the halfway point. I'm not going to line the entire lower lash line, just a little bit on the outer corner. So next up, e.l.f. has a new mascara called Lash It Loud, and this is supposed to be a volumizing formula. It says this formula's intensely rich pigments easily coat lashes for a bigger and bolder look. The sleek, flexible wand hugs every single lash with both vertical and horizontal bristles to amplify, define, and add dimension. So I find that the brush on this is very similar to Benefit's They're Real. It has that same kind of spiky brush, so be careful because it's a little bit pokey when you're putting it on. But the difference being that this really does give you a lot of volume, not as much in the way of length. So I did like how thick it made my lashes look, but I typically prefer a little bit more length. I like both and more of that false lash look, but I didn't hate this. If I'm gonna get one or the other, either volume or length, I think getting volume definitely adds a lot more impact than just length. Those tend to be a little bit more feathery and more natural looking. So I did like the volume that this gave my lashes. It's also more of a wet formula versus a dry, so it was really easy to just build up coats and it wasn't clumpy at all, which I liked as well. So we're gonna see as the day wears on whether this smudges underneath my eyes or flakes. Hopefully it doesn't. And then the next product I got is their Flawless Brightening Concealer. I think this one actually came out a little while ago now, but I've been meaning to try it, so I just added it onto my order. And I got this one in the shade Light 23C, which has cool peach undertones. And I like that because peach helps to kind of color correct, especially if you have blue or purple tones underneath your eyes. And this claims to be a buildable brightening concealer to highlight all over your face. This luxurious but lightweight formula brightens and highlights your key features. Infused with hyaluronic acid and vitamin C, this formula works to conceal uneven skin tones. So this has a click pen type of packaging, so you have to click this button on the bottom rather than twist it up. And one thing I found when working with this is that I never really know when the product's actually going to come up. So usually I'm clicking it and trying to put it on and nothing's happening, and then I click it a few more times and then I have way too much. It's kind of difficult to control. I like the ones that you can twist just a little bit better than these click pen ones. But that being said, I think this concealer is really beautiful if you like a more luminous look and something that looks very natural underneath your eyes and non-cakey on your skin. It actually reminds me a lot of YSL's Touche Eclat because it has that really sheer formula, a bit of luminosity, but not shimmer or glitter or anything. It's just a really beautiful glow. And that's typically what I would go for on an everyday makeup day. It doesn't add a lot of coverage though. So that's kind of the downside if you're looking for something that's going to really conceal and cover. This doesn't do that. I found that when I was applying it, I could still see the purple tones like in the inner corners of my eyes peeking through. So that's just one thing that I wanted to mention with this. If you're looking for something a little bit more heavy duty, this is not that. This is just going to kind of add a little bit more luminosity, a tiny bit of coverage, but not too much. All right, so next up I wanted to try e.l.f.'s new Putty blush brush. So I'm going to be applying the e.l.f. Putty blush in the shade Tahiti. This is one of my favorite shades. It's a really beautiful kind of peachy pink. And this brush is a really small size. It looks a little bit like a stippling brush where it has the dense fibers, but then it also has these really long white ones that are a little bit less dense. And I find that this type of brush is great for applying cream products. So what I did today is just swirled this brush into the blush and just stamped it on my cheeks in kind of a patting motion back and forth. And doing this will help to avoid disturbing your foundation underneath. Not that these e.l.f. blushes really do that anyway. I find that these have a really nice formula where they're not sticky at all. They dry to a powder finish almost immediately. So even if you wanted to apply this with your fingers, or if you did happen to do a swiping or buffing motion, I don't think you'll have an issue with these particular blushes. But if you have a cream or liquid formula that's a little bit more sticky, I would definitely recommend just doing more of a patting motion. But overall, I thought this brush did a really nice job at applying the putty blushes. I think it made it really, really easy. Normally I just use my fingers, but when I do want to use a brush, I'll definitely pick this one up because I loved just how small it was and easy to put the blush exactly where I wanted it. And then last but not least, on my lips, I'm wearing the Ride or Die lip balm in the shade Tough Cookie. So anyway, guys, that's everything. I'm going to take a break here and I will come back probably in about 7 or 8 hours and we'll do a wear test on the foundation, the eyeshadow sticks, and all that stuff. So I will see you guys back here in a little bit. Hey guys, it's about 8 p.m. I am back for my final thoughts and I am really impressed with how everything has held up today. I think that the CC cream looks really good. I find that on my chin, it's looking a little shiny for some reason. I have no idea what that's about. I have really dry skin. It still looks covered. The foundation doesn't look like it's breaking up or anything. It just looks a little shiny. I don't know what that's about. But other than that, I think the rest of my face has that really nice natural satin finish. It's not settling into fine lines. I do see a little bit of settling underneath my eyes, but I used the concealer on top of the CC cream. So I don't know if that's because I used two things or if maybe it's the concealer, but the CC cream just by itself is not settling into my forehead lines. So I don't think it's the CC cream. It could, like I said, either be a combination of the two or just this one. And the blush is still holding up beautifully. I did do a whole video on the blushes and tried on all of the Putty blush colors. So if you'd like to check that out, I'll go ahead and link that video up above. Those are incredibly long lasting and I absolutely love those. As far as the eyeshadow stick goes, I mean, I think it still looks really good. I think it's maybe just faded slightly as far as the color goes, but there's no separation or there's no creasing. And that's kind of a rare thing when it comes to eyeshadow sticks. Usually I feel like the really expensive ones like the Laura Mercier don't normally crease on me, but a lot of the cheaper ones do, and this doesn't at all. And even the mascara, it still looks really good. It's not smudging underneath my eyes so far, and by now I feel like if it was a really smudgy formula it would have done that. So I'm just so impressed with everything. I think e.l.f. has come such a long way in recent years, and they just come out with the best stuff at really affordable prices, and I just think the quality is definitely there. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on all these products down below. If you've got a chance to try them out, I know some of you guys in my Facebook group had said that you already had gotten some of these products as well, that you ordered around the same time as I did. So I'd love to hear what you're thinking about them so far. And if you haven't tried them yet, I'd love to know if you're planning on picking them up or not. Thank you all so much for taking time out of your day to spend it here with me on my channel. I appreciate it so much. And also, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future videos. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you all in my next one. Take care, guys. Bye.